what the demon does with the, with the keys on the finger. I like that design.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that. Oh, that's funny right there to me. All the demons now, they all got rheumatoid arthritis.
Sure.
So they pop and lock. Yeah, they pop it and lock it when they move.
Yeah, enchantress moves.
Yeah, he look like them damn wind-up babies that they got. Martin, we love your ice cream flavored shirt right now. Maybe one day we'll make a design and put it up in a place that we like to call dtmerch.com. Martin's not amused right now. No. Shut the fuck up and just do your thing. The regular stuff we have here, the caps, the jerseys, the shirts, my favorite being the black tee with the white logo, phone covers. And if you order a lot of stuff, you might want to put it in a double toasted backpack. dtmerch.com. I'm willing to admit when I'm not in sync with the rest of the people out there. I talked about a little film years ago, and it was a movie that just swept the world. Put a new face on a genre that I think that I like a lot, the horror. Mm-hmm. That's Insidious. I said, you know what, me, knowing horror, I disapprove.
As a horror fan.
As a horror fan and, aficionado.
If I'm not mistaken, you saw it at South by Southwest.
And I saw it at South by Southwest.
And you came out going like, man, these nerds and these festival goggles, that's why I hate going to these things.
No.
They're going to sit there acting like this movie was good. It was some bullshit, if you ask me.
Actually, I put up the call. I said, this movie sucks. Who's with me? And people said, we follow you, Coleman. And they followed me right off a cliff because apparently I did not know what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. That movie went on to be a huge hit. People said, you don't know horror like you think you do, Corey. I can't listen to you no more.
I've been saying this for years.
Oh. I will wait for the day when there's an Insidious movie that I do like.
Okay.
Number 2 came along. Nope. Number 3, I'm trying. I can't do it. Number 4 is finally here. And people are saying, and people are, the world is saying, is this the one that Corey Coleman will finally like?
It could be.
It could be. Let's take a look at the trailer, and then we'll come back and give our reviews.
You're going to touch it.
And people are, as I said, saying, Corey, you looking at that trailer now. Come on. It's got to be the one. A lot of scary things happening.
A lot of cool visuals in that trailer.
A lot of cool visuals, Martin. I'm sorry, in the business, we call it atmosphere. If you actually want to get down to it, the mise en scene of the horror film, Martin's like, you horrible right now.
Yeah. You guys want to help me out on this?
No, because here's the thing. Oh, shit, I done bought these big words right here. This movie must be good. I'm pulling out all the stops on it. Well, let me say some positives right now. Because I'm going to tell you something. One of the things I didn't like about the first one, I said, man, this ain't nothing but a spook house. And when I mean spook house, I'm talking about like one of them like high school church carnival spook houses.
I remember you dissing this movie hard when it first came out. Like, man, at the end they just threw some baking powder on these people and threw them into a spook house. I was like, yo, man, this movie was good. Fuck you.
I was mad.
You felt some type of way about the ending of the first movie.
Because all these people up in powder sugar and they just put them in the spook house. Oh, man, I don't like this shit.
This cheap shit.
Man, just roll these people up in cocaine, man, which I'm on right now. Can't stand
it. House. That's what you said.
I did say that. I remember that. Spook house. And this is, they look, for this, they've gone from spook house to actual haunted house. That's a compliment because here, what they were trying to go for in the movies that succeeded with everybody else, except me apparently, is that they have made a haunted house movie. And this is a haunted house film more than the other Insidious movies have been. Because before they were, I will give you this about the first Insidious film, is that I like that it was happening in the suburbs. It was like what I admire about Paranormal Activity. Whether I like that or not, I like that they didn't go like complete spook house or haunted house. They brought it to the suburbs.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
And the fact that they were actually smart about it because it was in the first house like, bad shit's happening, let's move. And then they went to this house and like, all right, the same shit's happening.
Yeah. The ghosts don't matter. It's like black people moving to the neighborhood. It's like, you can't run.
God damn it.
Yeah, we here. Yeah, I don't have to be in a big old crazy house. And that's what I liked about this is that they've taken it and put it in an actual haunted house environment, which I think kind of works better for the tone of these movies. And when I say haunted house, I'm talking about they are actually going for the traditional haunted house. You know, ghosts ain't paid them electric bills, ain't no electricity working at all. And I will say that they didn't go as far as they could have, which I wouldn't have minded if they did, but they actually pulled back. Like the ghosts are actually kind of tidy. You know, it's just a thin film of dust on things. They didn't go to the Halloween Spooktacular store and buy them fake ass cobwebs. You know, they got rid of those. Spiders are moved out. I mean, this actually is something where they've had some restraint on that end. But they got the good sound, the creaky wood and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's hokey in a way, but it's still fun. And as I was saying, Martin, it still has a lot of atmosphere.
There was some cool visuals here and there, stuff with the key. There was a bit with suitcases I won't go into where I was like, wow, this is actually kind of interesting in its own way.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. Lynn Shay is the woman who's over the series has played Elise. Elise Rainey, I believe. You're the expert here. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
I like the setup for this a lot, too, because it does play with something that we've seen before in a way that we haven't seen before. And I think that's about the only positive thing I can say about it. Because in terms of cool visuals, the coolest one that is shown in the trailer. It's the key going in the girl's neck. That's cool, but it's in the trailer.
Yeah, and you know what? And again, I don't want to be negative with this because I'm right there with Martin. I'm talking about Elise, the main character. I like that they've recognized that they have an emotional center point of this series, which is her. They have an emotional center point. They have a hero. She's almost like the superhero of this series.
No, you're right. You're right.
And you know, what I like about it is that I'm impressed with the beginning of the movie because this is a prequel. Now, this isn't any spoilers. They're setting it up. This is about, because if you've seen it, then you kind of know what happens. I won't get any spoilers there, but this is they had to do this as a prequel. And with her in the film, it's not only that she's the emotional center point, but that serves as some good drama for this. Probably more drama than this movie deserves. It starts out as a family tragedy, and it also sets her up as a tragic figure. You know, this woman who we've seen have these powers to see demons and dead people and do her job, but this one really sets up how much of a burden that is.
Yeah.
It does what a prequel and a sequel should do.
I mean, even since the first one, they've had her be the like you said, a superhero or a voice of reason that comes in because everybody else is just panicking. What do we do? And she comes like, listen, chill out. I can see ghosts and demons and I can, rid your house of them. Now, what happens to her at the end of one of these movies is...
Yeah, exactly. This is going along surprisingly well. You got me. And then they had to jump in with the jump scares.
Blumhouse.
Yeah, and listen, I know that I shouldn't ask for too much out of these movies. Corey, that's a part of these films. I knew you were gonna say something, but yeah, because that to me, not only am I beyond jump scares in this movie, but I'm just beyond jump scares. I'm at the point now where they're even funny to me, and that's what I even think that's the case here. I don't think that a lot of these either they were predictable or they were just downright silly. Damn, go
Giggling like a bitch.
Yeah, sit up there grabbing ass and running, Gotcha, bitch! That would actually make me mad.
You can't catch me.
Especially all things considered, that's really inappropriate right there.
Oh, you know what, man?
I'm sorry, the demon doesn't fit your level of being nice.
Yeah, and the thing is, that doesn't scare me. That actually makes me laugh a little bit, but it kind of makes me mad because I'm like, you know what? If I had a ghost like that in my house running around giggling, I'd sit your ass down, go to bed.
All that sniggling.
All that sniggling. All that sniggling like a little girl. Go to bed. Come here, motherfucker. Trying to catch me.
God damn it. Morgan Freeman, God damn it.
Right there.
Oh, no. You had Sammy living with you for a while.
I know he runs to the house. It's bigger. Sammy. Yeah. That's what you said. Yeah, jump scares like that, they're not that effective anymore. And I've seen, it's at the point where I've seen some movies do jump scares effectively now.
Yes.
Like they know, and they say, we can put them in there, but we have to do them different from this. And this one is just doing what we always see. And I think a lot of people are used to that. And I'm going to tell you something else. Whatever happens, I can't get too much away, but it doesn't even make any goddamn sense.
God damn it, I wish I were going
Here's the thing about the jump scares. I found them to be fun. I mean, I laughed at most of them. Some in an intentional way, and some just at how people were around me were reacting to them, because they're still effective. They still scare people, and they would ratchet up the tension. I had more of a problem with what happened in between the jump scares, which is with too many of these movies of people looking around and looking around and looking around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for fuck's sakes, is something gonna happen already?
Yeah.
Just jump out, do something. Oh my God, I'm so sleepy.
It's funny because, man, I was tired in this movie too. And it didn't help that they had a hallway a yard long and the character just taking baby steps.
Yeah.
And they go to the end of the hallway.
Have you ever seen someone in a movie with a flashlight who didn't know how to use a flashlight? They're just like shining it at their feet. Like, it's like, look in front of you, man.
I know. Martin was
There's a lot of that.
I saw Martin. I was ready to call Martin down because Martin's going to be like, just get to the goddamn hallway already. Martin's going to get in the movie. Come on, let's go. Come on. I like him, but I'm fully aware of what movie that I'm in. And I'm fine with the jump scares there because I know what to expect. So while I'm saying they're silly to me, I know that they work for some other people and they want that. I'm cool, whatever. I'm not complaining. I was along for the ride, and I was actually sitting back and said, let me shut up because apparently I'm the only one that doesn't get it.
Just let it be what it be.
But as I was giving it some chances, that's when your boys had to come in here.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters.
The sidekicks, the comedy duo, Spencer and Tucker with them cartoon sidekick names.
Yeah.
She's the psychic. We're the sidekick. Get it?
Yeah.
They do that over and over with each new person they meet.
Oh, no.
This old lady and her sexual assaulting duo over here. It's like, no, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, it ain't Spencer and Tucker. It's creepy and molesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'm saying that because they're supposed to be the comedy relief in the movie, and they're just creepy.
Close your eyes. When I say now, you will open your eyes.
And I will be on top of you.
You laugh, but
No, man. Let me tell you something about that. That's Tucker right there. He is the who fancies himself as the manly guy of the group, of the duo, because Specs, of course, you can tell he wears glasses, so he's the nerd.
He's got glasses, so he's a wuss.
Yeah. And look, I don't want to
he
blame.
doesn't let people call him Specs.
Yeah,
Like the liquor store?
Like, man, a lot of people wear glasses. You've never seen that before? I know. Oh no, four eyes.
looking like a man. I know and it don't help. They both dress like Mormons and shit. Yeah, Specs.
What a loser.
These goddamn Ninja Turtle names they got.
He doesn't have 20/20 vision.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's beat him up.
Yeah, man. You know,
Give me your lunch money. I'm 28.
But here you go.
and you know, with these guys here, it's look, we're calling them creepy because
Oh my God.
they in the film. They see two teenage girls, and they just immediately start hitting on it. I'm talking about getting into personal space, getting in their face.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's some touching.
yeah, man, yeah, you know, and
Trying to move in for a kiss.
yeah. This dude using hypnosis because it's cheaper than a roofie. You know, pull off that mask and this costume in front of him. You sleep yet? Oh, nice dreams. No, you're talking about, like, look, what I'm saying, it sounds like I'm being gross. That's because they are gross in the film. Yeah, they are. When I say they're talking to girls who might be of age, but the fact that they look like underage girls
teenagers.
and they didn't hold back from like hitting up on them quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens as soon as they see him. They're like, "Ooh!" They're like licking their lips and shit. It's bad, dude.
Yeah, man. And let's just take the creepiness out of it. You know, let's just say that we're supposed to take them as the comedy relief. Come on, man, y'all might be looking too much into that. Well, even then, it's just cringy. It's cringy because it's without the creepiness, it's just embarrassing. It's like a bad kids TV show because they keep coming out and they're like, I'm Tucker, I'm Specs, and we're the sidekicks. I'm like, shut your goddamn ass up and get the fuck out of my horror movie, because they take down what could be working as a horror film.
Sure. I mean, there's parts of it that will work as a horror film, and there's parts that work as a cheap jump scare movie. but they seem to think they're in, a Disney Channel comedy where they could just roll in and say whatever. But then you got the main old girl who thinks she's in a drama.
Yeah, she's trying
She
so
thinks
hard.
she's in a straight up serious drama.
Yeah, she going for the Oscar.
Yes.
This is my year.
And it's
Lynn Shay.
Yeah.
But she's good, man. She's good.
I don't know, I'm with Martin on that.
At first I thought she was good. At first I thought she was. I was like, you know what? She's selling. There's a point where she's emotional about things. She's crying. But as it went on, I was like, I don't know if it's this dialogue or if it's her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the end, I was like, it's the combination of the two.
Yup.
Okay, I'm trying, y'all. Y'all see, I'm trying.
I mean,
I'm trying.
I tried. So when everybody was laughing at the movie, I was still kind of in that, hey, y'all shut up. I'm trying to get us a chance. And then I had to just succumb like, oh my God, what am I doing?
No,
How did I get to this?
yeah. And I was even willing to let the comedy go. But the comedy don't work. This comedy duo of Tucker and Specs, they don't work when the horror itself is silly, therefore being unintentionally funny.
Yes.
I laughed more at this horror like we were in like I was watching one of the haunted house movies with Marlon
Wayans.
with Marlon Wayans.
Waylon
Your
Jennings.
nemesis.
With Waylon Jennings. Yeah, my name, Marlon Wayans up in there. You know, because the it's funny that all the horror doesn't really have any reason for why it exists, so therefore everything just kind of seems silly because you can't figure out what the purpose of things are. And that demon, man, I don't even know what that demon, what it wants or what it's doing, but I will tell you this, he is a way funnier comedian than that other duo they have in here. This fool, no, I tell you, man, I was laughing so hard because he's a YouTube prankster. Because he does shit like, he just leaves his hand on the table just so he can get people. Got you, bitch. You know somewhere there's a camera filming all this like shit. I'm about to get 1 million views with this shit.
It's like the Nightman. He's going for gasps and only getting laughs.
Yeah.
Every time he's on screen, you're like, this is a goofy
It's just,
looking thing.
yeah, it's just stupid. You know, it's
Especially
a
by
demon.
the time they show him full on.
Yeah. It's just a demon that just leaves body parts around just to prank people. Fingers and hands, and then sucker, got your ass. Doesn't help that he looked like a cross between a fucking metalhead and Skeletor. That's a major ass hair lip he got right there.
That's actually the best he's ever looked in that.
Yeah, yeah. He's all methed out and shit. He's all skinny. Wears a wife beater that's all torn up.
Yeah.
You asking why? You know that's.
That is the one question you cannot ask when you go into this movie, because it's so set up like it has something behind it. Like you're gonna get to what this is all about. No, you ain't.
No, and you know, I wish it could, because there are cool things with the supernatural stuff here and with the demon. Like I like what the demon does with with the keys on the finger. I like that design.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that. Oh, that's funny right there to me. I like that. I know that's something that's overused, but I did find it creepy that he had, because all the demons now, they all got rheumatoid arthritis.
Sure.
So they
pop and lock.
they pop it and lock it when they move.
Enchantress moves.
He looked like them damn wind up babies that they got. Them touch and crawl.
But he is a prankster in that he moves like that there and then doesn't do it later.
And doesn't do it later. Like one moment he pop it and lock it, the next moment he's like Kermit the Frog.
But as I was saying,
there's no consistency with him. The key, I do like that, because that's the thing that when I saw in the trailer where I said,
Yeah.
you know something, that's a cool design. The like where he's the Freddy Krueger of doors. He's got the he's got.
Oh, that sounds lame as fuck. The Freddy Krueger of doors.
Well, guess what? It is lame as fuck. It looks cool when you see it.
he's Edward Keyfinger.
Yeah. Shut your ass up.
I know, don't you wish you had one of those?
I can't say that, man. I can't say shit about it. You can't say it either. But you mean you want to shut your wife up? That's sexist.
I might use it on other people too.
Yeah, lock your vocal box up right now. Baby,
What? What was that again? Do what now?
But one thing that's weird is, like, in the scene later, she's screaming again.
I know.
I was like, what the fuck, man? I thought...
Temporary. It's like laryngitis.
Yeah,
It'll come back.
She picked it, man. for all the coolness that they have with the demon, the fuck does he want? I don't understand what his motivation is.
That's what I always hate about these.
Yeah.
Is that you get to it, it's like, why is it doing that? Because it's a demon. It's evil.
Yeah.
No. But even evil has a reason for, you know what? Fine, fuck it.
Yeah. And he has a very utilitarian gimmick, like unlocking and locking doors. It's like, oh, he's trying to do something with that. No.
No. He just his whole thing is like his limbo is like just a hall full of doors.
Yeah.
So if you get like a door with a keypad on it, could he get through it?
Would it keep it? No, I don't think so. No. You're trying to
My
press
only
that shit.
weakness.
Like stuck in this old ass house.
Damn it, shit.
It's like he's trying to press the keys with his tongue.
Well, bring security.
Hey, girl, what's your password?
There's a scene where they talk about like he wants me to open a door into the further or something. It's like, yo, the guy's got keys for fingers. Like, how can he not do this?
It's a different thing.
He goes up the doors and can figure out which
It's
finger.
like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. Like, it's just something to look cool. It looked cool, and then they were going to figure out, we'll figure out what he does with those later. And really does nothing. I mean, he does things that still look kind of cool, like put a key in your throat. Might peek behind a door, and you see those keys coming through. It's kind of spooky looking.
And if you're a woman, he will pimp slap you all around.
Or better yet, he does some 50 Shades of Grey shit. Those keys are good for locking your ass up in a collar and walking you like a dog. He's a kinky son of a bitch, man. There's a scene where he's just walking two chicks like dogs.
Yeah.
He like, look at my hoes.
He even said that to one another. These are my bitches. This shit is lame.
So yeah, he said, well, what are you gonna do with them? Shit, I don't know. I got keys for fingers.
How did you think I get this far?
Yeah.
You gonna put them on the street? Well, I ain't really think that far yet. But look at my keys. Yeah, man. All right.
The key pimp. All right.
Slap your ass and open your head up.
It sounded like a full price movie to me. I'm waiting for the.
It almost is.
It almost says till you get to the ending.
Oh, okay.
Martin.
Yeah, because you think, okay, we've said all this, but I mean, what more is there? That's there's more.
Martin, what did you see?
I saw an ending that looked like it was for a Green Lantern movie or something.
The ending of this film. I'm gonna tell you something. It could have come together had they defined the purpose of their antagonist and their protagonist right here, because even her mission gets lost, or they took advantage of certain things that were presented later in the film. Not even at the beginning, like the niece. The whole thing with the niece also being psychic. And they don't do nothing with her.
No, they don't.
She comes in and says, I can help, and then her ass just as lost as anybody else.
Yeah.
Where the fuck am I?
In the spook house.
That's her reading the script. What the hell?
And I'm going to tell you something. As much as I've been saying it has atmosphere, you can look at that right there. At the end, they ran out of money. Blumhouse said, you don't get no more. Man, just 50 cents. Hell no. I want you to check.
You better use that fog machine in the corner.
Yeah. And that is what they do. They went and got some drywall, a fog machine, and just put this shit up in an empty garage, man. It shows again. This is what I did not like about the first one. I still hold to that. And they did it again in this one. I know Blumhouse works cheap, but it don't have to look like that.
Did you notice that there was a lot of stuff that was in the trailer, like the woman with the creepy small face that wasn't in this
Yeah,
movie?
I did notice that.
All right, man.
And that's not a spoiler. That's a warning. Like, there's shit in this trailer that is not in this
Did y'all
movie.
stay after for a stinger though?
No.
No, so you know what?
So how you know she ain't in there?
Goodwin, stop.
Man, they ain't gonna put that thing in a trailer, man. Yeah, okay.
Like, this sequence.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want nobody jumping on my ass for dozing off, because I tried to stay awake. And I said, well, maybe, I was trying hard to. I didn't sleep the night before, so I had an excuse. But I was trying, and I was looking for this particular part right here. I thought I fell asleep through that. Maybe I just blinked and it missed it. That was not in the movie.
It's not there at all.
Yeah. So I don't, and that's one of the coolest looking visuals in the film. Like like that cut cost them like about $100 right there.
Yeah.
And for a Blumhouse movie, that's half the budget. So yeah. Then what we're talking about in the trailer, they have these creepy looking people coming out of jail cells, and they actually used a model who has a face deformity. So she is a model. They say that she's a model for her unique look, and successful at it. Yeah. And they cast her in this film, and that is not in the movie. So some of the cool looking visuals are not even there. I'm glad I was just gonna walk right through this shit, and I said, "Word."
No, when you flashed it up there doing the earlier, I was like, Yeah, that
I saw
wasn't
you
in there.
Yeah, I saw you looking. I said, okay, that shit wasn't in there, but I ain't saying nothing. You know, but per what Martin said right here, the ending of this film makes this shit lost its fucking mind. And not in the best way. For the ending of this movie, it was like people just left the movie to finish itself, and the movie just standing there, not knowing what to do, and just, hey, y'all remember this character? Come on in. Oh man, hey, everybody, hey, you remember this character? What about this character? And they brought these people in and did not know what the fuck to do with it.
It felt like they never got around to writing the ending. Figured they would at some point, and they were like, shit, guys, we never did come up with something. And they had to get, or they were editing the movie, had it done, and went, fuck, we didn't figure out how to end this thing.
It is like being in the room when they're in the story discussion before the script is even reading, where people are saying, well, what about if this happened? No, what about if this happened? What about? And somebody was just writing the script as they went along and put every idea in there that everyone had in the room, whether it fit or it didn't. Because I'm serious, there are things that they introduced, and I was just content to sit down and say, well, I'm just stupid. I don't know what's happening, but apparently y'all couldn't understand it either. No. Yeah, this shit is. I mean, I'm talking about fucking ridiculous at the end of this. I mean, this is right up there with the snowman of incoherence.
Yeah, it's one of those endings where it doesn't make sense, and you want to call bullshit on it. But you realize you're that much closer to the whole thing being over, so you just shut up.
Yeah,
just end.
I'm sorry, man. Because I know that there are some people who are going to say for the good things that are in the movie, which are the things that we talked about, like the drama and this, the setup for it, and them actually attempting to make a prequel that does expand the story. I know this is going to get a pass for that, but I'm sorry. I mean, that's at the beginning. You know, if our car breaks down, I'm talking about into pieces before we meet our destination. I ain't getting there. You know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we have some place to go and we didn't make it. So fuck you. You know, this is some bullshit. You know what I mean? If you can't complete a fucking film at the end, then yeah, it's some bullshit. And I really want to give it credit for what it does right, but no, you did not finish your film, and it shows. So yeah, that's my rating.
Yeah, that ending's horrible. The only thing worse than that is a line she delivers at the very end of the movie.
I heard you laugh.
Honestly, every time I think back to that line, I started laughing because it felt like something out of the room where she says this, and it's like, okay, you just made a big declaration to answer to a question nobody ever asked in this film. Ever. Just saying it out loud.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, man. Because I was rolling my eyes.
But constituted a movie where you had the comedy duo, the comedy sidekicks, make these awkward jokes, and she just goes back to what she's doing. And I was like, this is like The Room. This is just like that. When nobody picks up, nobody reacts to what's being said. All they know is, this is what I say next.
Yeah. Hi, creepy.
And I'm tempted to not give it some old bullshit. It's because of how fun the movie is to laugh at. But it is some old bullshit.
Yeah, it is some old bullshit.
There were people behind us, I heard some say, I kind of liked it. And I was like, God damn, man, really? This movie kicked off the year like Charlie Brown. God. You will laugh. You will laugh at just how stupid some of this shit is. Yeah. So on that level, it is a thick but fun, some old bullshit.
Man, I wanted to give this movie some credit because I was happy that the brother from Get Out was getting some more work. The Running Man.
Right. His scene's hilarious.
Yeah, it is. He has a funny scene in there. And I guess the movie's bad because
he does react like a real person.
Yeah. There was a girl sitting behind me, this woman sitting behind me. The people who were there said, I thought it was kind of good. But I heard her say, she said, I just coughed and farted at the same time.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, man, maybe this is why I'm mad. Because this is how we kicked off the movie. I mean, yeah. But I was like, ain't nothing wrong with that. I know women fart, that's fine, but you ain't got to fumigate the back of my head.
Or announce it.
Yeah, I announced it. Because when I turned back and I was looking, I looked at her, her legs were propped up on her chair, her legs were wide open.
She gave you the cannon.
Yeah, she gave Yeah. Yeah, man. Nasty.